this spot, y'all. I'll be back pretty soon, but still, every time I leave, it's tough. Beautiful. Johnny's singing in there. Y'all, it's time to go home. As in, back to the city. It's been such a good time. Such a good time. Good boy. See you next time, buddy. See you next time. Sit. Good boy. Shake. Hey, that's the man right there. That's what I'm talking about. Good boy. This landscape's looking happy. Pretty much all the snow is melted. We decided to bring in some. Decided to use pine. Copper thinks I'm gonna pet him. Bunny guy. We decided to bring in pine bark chips right here for this landscape. I do really like pine bark chips because they're slow to decay, and they also make the soil more acidic, which these azaleas and hydrangea and rhododendron, that types of plants really likes it. So I thought we would bring in this mulch. It'll last about 2 years or more. I told y'all I would show you the birdhouses my dad has made. It's a pretty fun little story there. I'll take a picture of it if you want to read it. You can pause the video. Oh, there's one. That's cool looking. Whoa. Hey, there's another one. Looks pretty cool. There's another one. Got a fun little thermostat on it. Still got a lot of blueberry work to do over there. Hopefully we'll be getting that done later on in the winter. All that area up there would be perfect for goats and sheep. They would love it. There's another one. Pick up. Look at this one. It's kind of cool. I like how Dad made them all different. The sun always stays right here the longest because the sun rises over this way and then it sets over there, but these cedar trees keep this whole area shaded for all of the evening time. We've always said that if we ever did a peach tree orchard, we'd most likely do it on this side because a lot of times peaches around here, they bloom too early because it would stay more cool in that area. They bloom a little later in the year and therefore not get hit by those frosts. There's cool ways to use topography and surrounding plants to make sure your fruit trees don't bloom too early. Just want to show you all our worm bin. We dumped all our scraps from the week in here. Let's see if we can find some worms. They might already be eating this stuff. This is a very old worm bin. We have not replaced it in a while. So they're very small. Some good soil though. Another here. There are some worms. They're super tiny though. Worms will proliferate to the degree that you feed them. We have not fed these ones very well, but see the little worm there? The whole thing would go crazy if we just fed them enough. I'm gonna go ahead and stuff that in there. Cover it up. But yeah, worms are awesome. We've had this here for so long. This whole thing is just full of worm castings. Goodbye, barn. See you later. You know what? I'm going to show you something real quick up here. This is how soil is formed. See this? We have kind of a cutout. We had to cut this out to do some plumbing. But you can see the soil that we have here on our farm, which is mostly clay. A lot of sandstone and clay. Anytime you see those more reddish hues, that means it's rust, as in the iron in the soil is being oxidized. It's usually an indication of iron. But yeah, this stuff is pretty much clay and a little bit of sand and not very much loam or silt. This right up here on the top, hopefully you can see the layers. Let me clear this out. So you have these lower layers, which are mostly clay, sand, coming up to about the last about 3 or 4 inches. It has more of a darker hue because it has more organic matter. I did soil judging in college, so that's why I know kind of some of this stuff. Plus, soil is just awesome to me. So you look in this and you see, okay, there's some. You can see there's some more organic matter. We got some debris there from the grasses up here, and you have these leaves here. This is how soil is formed. You have organic material that it's breaking down, decomposing over time, and it builds this layer of life right here called the biosphere. Most of your life is in the top 4 to 6 inches of soil. See all these roots? All the roots are coming out of mostly the biosphere, this 6 inches of area where there's all this life. Not too many roots are down here, you see that? Not very many roots, but most of them are up here because they know that most of the nutrition is coming from the top. And this is why we bring in mulch and green manures and manure and all kinds of organic material to our gardens, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to kickstart and speed up this whole process that the forest and pastures and fields have been doing for years and years and years. We're basically building that biosphere, that layer of life on top. Now, if this was just all exposed, especially in the summertime, this would just become, you know, all like this. It would have erosion, all kinds of invasive species coming in. Now, if we didn't have all these trees growing here and all the grass and all kinds of different native species growing under here, these blackberry bushes and sage grass, and if we didn't have all this growing up here, then we would have all kinds of erosion. I mean, just look right here where we cut it out. Already it's trying to erode down the hill. It's crazy. I think that as we're leaving today, that's just hit me, is that on farms like this that have been here for years, we have that organic material, that nice biosphere and topsoil that is fostering life only because of years and years of tree branches and limbs and leaves and all kinds of plants underneath growing, dying, growing, dying, growing, dying. And through that process, we get this rich, living area of soil that has roots and microbes, and the birds are out here eating seeds and planting seeds, and we've got you know, deer, wild deer and rabbits and all kinds of life that's come in. And that's why whenever we go in and we cut down trees out of big forests and don't replant, then we end up with all kinds of erosion and bad issues. I just wanted to talk about that as we're about to leave, because I was seeing it as we're, you know, walking around the farm. There's so many leaves everywhere and everything is growing something. Unless it's a rock or exposed soil, then it's growing something, which should be an indication to us that we shouldn't have exposed soil. Even if you're not all about the no-till, no-dig methods or back to Eden or anything like that, I would recommend this winter put something on the top of your soil to try to lock in. Even if you do till, which I don't really recommend tilling, but if you do, then at least put some type of mulch on top to try to lock in those nutrients and the moisture. The best thing is to not invert those soil layers. Just like out here, nothing's making these soil layers flip over. They're staying about the same. Every year they just add more organic matter on top, which is what we want to do in our gardens. All right, Josh, you ready, buddy? Ready to go?
Yeah, buddy.
This guy doesn't like me calling him buddy, but I think it's cool. Bicep man.
You gotta stay hydrated.
Are we all? We're headed out. My house. Excited about this wood. Some good stuff. It's gonna be a good 2 raised beds for a project coming up soon.
Yeah. We say goodbye to everything else.
Bye, Josh.
We're saying goodbye to the house, not each
Josh.
other.
Bye. Just kidding. My house. My home.
Bye, my house.
Alright. See ya. Bye, Copper.
Bye, Copper.
Really, but you can have. unload this wood. It'll be a good 2 raised beds here, as well as a grapevine trellis. Actually, see those 2 posts over there? Those 2 poles? That's what we're going to use for the trellis. We're going to put it right in here. Go ahead and put the first one, Josh. Nicely done. Perfect fit. Yeah! Kaboom. They'll just be here for a little bit. We're going to try to keep a little space in between each one so that they dry out a bit. They got wet. But yeah, these are going to be some awesome raised beds. Let's do this time lapse. You ready?
And boom.
There we go. Boom. Should dry out a little bit better out here. And be ready down the road. Oh, whatever this truck's name is. They're ready for more work. Y'all have good names for trucks? I haven't named this truck yet. What do you think, Josh? I'm not gonna let you name my truck. What am I doing?
Yeah, don't let your brother name his truck.
No.
Name your truck. Let the people.
Let the people. Looks like it snowed here too. Garden got some good snow on it. See how it's going. Hey, looking good, looking good. Yeah. Some good compost, all breaking down still. Everybody's looking good over here. Feels good to be back in my garden. Kale is looking as happy as ever. Collards too, Swiss chard not so happy, but hey, it makes sense. It's too cold for it. But the kale, man, so beautiful. Doing good. Can't wait to eat more of this. All right, y'all, I'm gonna head out. It's been a good day. We made it back to the Knoxville house, and yeah, the garden looks like it's going good. But remember, we're building right here what's out there in the forest and the fields. We're adding organic material and all kinds of beneficial debris. I've really tried to use material here that does not have any weed seeds in it because I don't want to have that weed pressure, so that when I'm gardening, you know, I'm always fighting weeds. I'm using more forest materials, leaves, needles, twigs, and wood chips on the top, and compost, so that I don't have all the problems of weeds down the road. But yeah, no-till gardening all the way. We're creating here an intensified version of what's back at our farm, where you see that soil layer, that beautiful soil layer that has been built and built. This is the way to go, y'all, way to go. Make sure Josh says goodbye too. Y'all, we had a good time at the farm.
Yes.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for wonderful times,
yes,
for awesome food, and most of all, just for getting to be home with Mom and Dad.
The fam bam.
It's awesome. But Josh, thank you for being funny and
You're
goofy.
welcome.
Got his speakers. Look at this guy. He's like all about the music.
Low battery.
Oh, my
Low
dog
battery.
jumped on me. Low battery.
All right, y'all. We'll see you on the flip side. Good to be home. So distracting. It's good to be home, and we will be continuing some fun gardening stuff. Always learning, right?
Always learning. What did Mom call it?
Mom, we were homeschooled, and Mom
Love
used
to learn.
to always say, as long as it's extracurricular activity, we could do whatever. We could just learn.
I don't remember that, but that's cool.
And educational, as long as it's
I
educational.
thought, yeah, educational, and also as long as she wanted us to have a love of learning.
Yes, yes.
So here we
I
are.
would say she succeeded for sure.
For sure.
Thank you, Mom, for all your hard work, homeschooling us. You're amazing.
Yes.
And Dad. All right, folks. Catch you later, and bye.
Yeah.